Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Gina, and on this channel I talk all things sewing and dressmaking. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. In this one I have a very exciting delivery to unbox with you. If you missed my previous video, I had a little bit of a life update to share. In August of last year, I became a fiance, and this year, in October, I am tying the knot with my partner of 10 years. And with that, I have decided I'm going to sew my own wedding dress. Rainbow Fabrics, who are one of my absolute favourite fabric companies to buy from, shared a video on their Instagram a couple of months ago of them out shopping for fabrics. And the fabrics they were shopping for happened to be bridal fabrics. So I reached out to the team and asked if I could have a closer look. We had a video call and I fell in love with quite a few. Yusuf from the team very kindly offered to send me the fabrics to have a look at in person so I could get a better idea of what they were actually like, what they felt like. And behind me is the most enormous box of these fabrics. They are absolutely incredible. I'm so excited to share them with you. I may have had a little sneak peek because I was too excited not to. If any of you are on your own wedding dress sewing journey, your wedding dress fabric may well be in that box. So without further ado, let's go and have a look at them. Oh, this is heavy. So this is what turned up on my doorstep this morning. My poor postman, this weighs a ton. Oh, I'm so excited to show you. Ta-da! A whole box of bridal fabric. It's enormous. There is so much here and it is incredible. Absolutely incredible. There are lots of different fabrics here. I think we've got 6 fabrics in total to go through. Some of them are the full roll because obviously we didn't want to cut them in case I don't buy them. And some of them are in panels. So lots of different size pieces in here, but this explains why the box is so enormous. There is a lot of fabric here to show you. So I've got different colours. I've got a couple of ivories, a couple of whites, a little bit of a goldy silvery number as well. And I'm not sure what colour the other one is. It's right at the bottom. So yeah, these are mainly embroidered kind of net fabrics, the majority. In fact, I think all of them are. This one is a little bit more lacy, but yeah, the rest are kind of embroidered nets in different types. Lots of beading, embellishments, so much detail, incredible detail. They vary in weight as well. Some of them are a lot lighter and some of them are a lot heavier. I have no idea how I'm going to make a decision because the first 3 that I got out of the box I was already in love with, and then I started digging even further down and it got worse. So I'm going to be making about 10 wedding dresses at this rate. I really need to make a decision. I have definitely got a favourite. A little sneak peek at what I opened this morning, and this is what brought me to tears. I mean, look at these, and you keep digging and there's more good stuff. They were obviously packaged a lot neater than this, but I've been rummaging around and not put them back quite yet. Look at them. They're just incredible. I mean, this is not doing them justice, is it, at all? So let's get them out and have a proper look. Right, so let's get into the first fabric. I chose this one because it was very different to anything that I'd seen. And here it is. This is the most incredible embroidered kind of vine style pattern. As you can see, it's got this really beautiful border at the bottom, and then the vines kind of work their way up to give it this really beautiful kind of stripe effect. It's got kind of boho vibes to it as well. So if that's your style, if that's the sort of dresses that you've been looking at, this would work really well for that kind of dress. You would have the beautiful border at the bottom of the skirt and then have it working up into these beautiful stripes. And this is quite a lightweight net as well. So I think this would work really well for either fitted or A-line as well. If you put some extra tulle under it, you could give it a little bit of extra body, but also because there's not too much embroidery in the middle, you could gather this in. So if you wanted a really beautiful A-line type dress with a bit of gathering around the waist, this would work very, very well. It's got this really beautiful beading detail on it. It's not heavily beaded, it's almost kind of pearly coloured, but they're really, really tiny. So it gives that subtle, subtle shimmer without being in your face glittery. It's really, really special, and it's so unique and different to anything that I've seen. So if you're a boho bride looking for the perfect fabric, this could be the one. So the next fabric is one that I am very, very much in love with, and I am considering for my party dress. It's this really kind of regal damask style embroidery, and it is huge. It's a really, really big embroidery with these stunning pearls and sequins all over it. It's a lot heavier than the previous one, and it's got this really, really stunning border to it. A beautiful scallop, so this would work really well. I'm imagining it in a sheath style fitted dress with that scallop all the way around the bottom of the skirt. It would just be absolutely breathtaking like that. So this is a very, very subtle ivory colour. It's not in your face ivory like some of the other ones that I've got, but it's definitely more ivory than white, I would say. But it looks a little bit more white because of obviously the pearls and all the embroidery in it. So this is definitely more of a panel. So if you look, this end here does not have the scallop detail, and then this edge here does. It's about 150 wide, so it would work for a floor length dress. But with a big kind of embroidery like this, you can actually cut the pieces out and move them around. So you can make it work how you like on a bodice. And you can do that with the majority of these fabrics actually. So you have to kind of look past the actual design. If you're thinking of doing something a lot bigger, a lot longer with a really big skirt or anything like that, just bear in mind that because this is on a net, you can cut the bits out and move them around. That's kind of what I'm learning about wedding dress fabrics, is that you can look at the base of the fabric and you can design it however you like and use the pieces however you like. The details are just incredible. I'm seriously, seriously considering this one for my party dress. So this one is quite a different design to the previous one. I've got to be quite careful with it because it's very delicate, but at the same time it's very heavy as well. And I do have the full roll of this one. It's not in panels, but I'm really excited about this one. This one is very different. It's this really beautiful kind of lattice style embroidered lace. And again, it's got the beautiful beading details on it with some white sequins. It's really, really stunning. Very, very different. This one has a double scalloped border, which is really, really nice, but it's not paneled like the last one. So you can get a lot more use out of the fabric, I think. This is really, really lovely. The lace feels quite delicate. It's quite light. And the embroidery is a lot lighter than the previous fabrics as well. It's a little bit more kind of lacy looking. It almost looks like a chantilly lace, even though it's not. I can imagine this as a fitted high neck wedding dress. That's how I picture this fabric. I think that would be really, really beautiful with a nude lining, so you could really let the details of this fabric pop. It looks really, really high-end couture, this one. I think this one out of all of them looks the most expensive. It reminds me of quite a few fabrics that I've seen on higher end wedding dresses. It's gorgeous. And the beautiful thing about having a double scallop as well is that you can use those details around the neckline, around your wrists. You could add tiers if you want to as well, because you've got a lot to work with here. This is divine. This next fabric is really, really gorgeous, and I'm considering purchasing some of this for a dress for our dinner for the night before the wedding. Let me know what you think of it and whether you think I should or not. But here it is. This is a really, really gorgeous floral style net. It's got these really pretty little flowers on that go into these wavy twigs with leaves on the end. It's so nice. The net that this is on is really soft as well. It's got a lovely drape to it. It's really, really sweet. This one doesn't have a border print on it, unlike the other ones, but I think it would work really, really well for a gathered style dress or something like that. So you probably wouldn't need the border for that style of dress. If you look very, very closely, you'll see that this has got some clear sequins on it as well. So it's got this really lovely, subtle sparkle, which is so fun, but it's not too in your face sparkly as well. It just catches the light in this really nice way. But you can really play around with this fabric because it's lightweight enough that you can drape it. Something a little bit more fitted with lots of drapes, lots of pleats would be really, really beautiful with this style of fabric. The dress I'm thinking of making for the night before is probably going to have a gathered skirt and a princess seam bodice. I'm thinking of doing the Vogue V1884 dress, which you might have seen in one of my previous videos. I made it in a brown velvet with some beautiful embellishment around the neckline, and I absolutely love that dress. It's so fun, and I am wondering if I could perhaps make that dress with a satin and this layered over the top. Let me know what you think of this one, whether or not I should take the leap and get a little bit of it. I am tempted just to even get a metre of it and just use a little bit of this pattern on the bodice. That would be fabulous, but I'm going to be spending a lot of money on bridal fabric, so I really need to be quite sensible with my decisions at this point. And buying bridal fabrics for a dinner dress is maybe not the most sensible decision, but this is so stunning. It's hard to say no. I wasn't sure whether or not to share this with you because I have decided that I'm going to be using this fabric for my daughter's bridesmaid dress. But I can't gatekeep. I can't gatekeep this. It's so, so stunning. I've been reading a lot about bridal trends this year. I'm not particularly a trend follower. I will make what suits me and what I think is classic. However, a lot of the wedding dresses that I'm seeing this year have really beautiful 3D floral motifs on them. They come in all sorts of different sizes, either really tiny, subtle petal details, or these really, really big rose style 3D flowers. And this one is bang on trend because look at it, it's got this really, really beautiful 3D floral embroidery. It's got pearls on it as well. The pearls are in the middle of the flowers too, and they're all over. It's really nice. This net again is very, very soft. It's really beautiful on the skin. And the exciting thing about this one too is it does have a really beautiful scalloped border detail. And as you've probably guessed, I really love a scallop border because I think you can do so much with that and it really adds to the dress. It's lightweight, it will gather. You could make a really sweet mini dress out of this. It's incredible. If you want to do a really, really pretty on-trend wedding dress, this could be the fabric for you. It's really beautiful. I think it's exactly what my daughter has been looking for her dress. She hasn't seen this yet. I cannot wait to show her. But yeah, I'm going to be purchasing this one. I have no idea how much fabric I'm actually going to need because we haven't talked through the design yet, but I'm pretty sure she wants something quite big and floaty, which will be really, really nice because we can really show off this lovely floral detail on the fabric. It's really soft. It's lovely and lightweight. It's got a nice drape to it as well. It's just perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Exactly what I've been looking for. And last, but certainly not least, because this fabric I think is my favorite. I was very torn between this and the previous one that I spoke about that I said I was considering for the party dress. However, having got this out of the box, it's got to be this one. It's got to be this one. It is sensational. It is not what I pictured buying at all, colour-wise, because it is different, but it is such a statement, and I think for a party, it is so fun. I'm so in love with this. So let me show you. Oh, it took my breath away. It is unbelievable. It is heavy. It is heavy because it has got an incredible amount of detail on it. This is very, very heavily embellished. It has sequins, it has pearls, it has tiny beads, and then it's got this really beautiful metallic embroidery on it as well. The colour is different. It's like a mix between silver and gold. I'm really not a silver girl. I always wear gold jewellery. I stay away from silver, but this has kind of got a warm undertone to it, so I think it will work really, really, really nicely. But it just is full party vibes, isn't it? It's so different. It's really got that wow factor, and it's got so much sparkle to it. The thing about a large scale embroidery like this is you can really play around with the placement of where you put these, because they're very easy to cut around. As you can see, this one does not have a border, but I do not care because it is fabulous, and it's really unique, and it's really glam, and it's really going to look quite special under some lights at the party. So I think I've sold myself. This is going to be the fabric for my party dress. How exciting. It's very different to what I pictured and what I planned, so I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board in terms of design, but I think it's worth it with this fabric because this makes me really, really excited. I really want to get started now and sew it, but I really need to do my ceremony dress first. Wow, that was absolutely incredible and so much fun. I am in awe right now. I was not expecting my day to be spent doing that, but I am over the moon that I have found a couple of fabrics that are going to be perfect for wedding garments. That's really, really exciting. So by the time this video goes out, I will have made my first wedding dress fabric purchase, which is mega. So the plan for this week in terms of wedding dress sewing is I am going to start making a corset for the base of my dress. When I went and tried on wedding dresses, I noticed that the best dresses that I tried on, regardless of the shape, the neckline, whatever, they all seem to have the same corset in them. Very, very well constructed with heavy boning. The cups were all obviously really supportive and everything. So that is my first step, to make the most incredibly constructed, fitted corset that's going to give me all the support that my dress is going to need. So my mum's going to be coming over later this week to help me with my measurements, and we're going to start putting a toile together for the bodice of my dress. So things are moving, which is really, really exciting. I am still nowhere near finding my fabric for my ceremony dress, unfortunately. I'm looking for something that's really, really specific, and I need a lot of it, and it's really hard to find. I've ordered so many samples and nothing is working for me. However, I have just ordered another sample, which I think, fingers crossed for me, might well be the fabric. So I really, really hope that comes soon, because I'm starting to feel quite anxious about that aspect of it. I know that I'm looking for something really particular, and my mum keeps saying to me, maybe you need to change your mind, but I can't. I've got a vision in my head, and that's exactly what I want. So yeah, pray for me. I'm gonna need it. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap the video up here now. If you have any questions about any of the fabrics, then pop them in the comments below. And if you like any of these fabrics for yourself and want to order them, make sure you reach out to Rainbow Fabrics as soon as possible. Let them know that I sent you as well. And then don't forget to reach out to me if you do end up buying any of these wedding dress fabrics. I would be so over the moon to find out that I helped you find your perfect wedding dress fabric. That would be really, really cool. But that's everything from me today. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.